Oh, would you look at that? It's the best grilled cheese I've ever had. So aside from mayo, bread, and butter, we got bacon, fresh jalapeno onion, aged cheddar, pimento cheese, aged Swiss, and sun-dried tomato pesto. Philosophical question for you. At what point does it stop being a grilled cheese and become another sandwich entirely because you piled way too much stuff on it? I intend to find out, but right now, it's got cheese. I'm going to grill it, so I'm going to call it grilled cheese. If you think I'm wrong, drop me a comment. As you can see here, I got my little strips of bacon I cut in half, and I got the Steelmade Griddle at 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Just going to kind of let this slowly cook down until it gets nice and crispy. Use your press or whatever until it gets to that point. You just want some nice, even crispiness on it. How crispy or uncrispy you want it is up to you. But if you're eating uncrispy bacon on a sandwich, I don't know. So especially with the bacon cut in half like that, it only takes me a handful of minutes to get this nice golden crispy color going. I'm going to move my press back here, create a little space, and just scoop it back here to the warm spot. The back center of my Steelmade Griddle, the way my stove is my warm spot. It's off the direct heat, but it'll keep it just warm enough to where it's ready for later. So I'm going to use my bacon grease to spread it here. I don't need a ton, but you do want a little bit because I'm going to come in with some jalapeno and onion. And I think letting it cook in that bacon grease is really going to elevate the flavor of this sandwich. So I'm just going to take my spatula. I'm going to push my little jalapenos on the griddle here. Make sure they're not like double stacked or anything like that. You can just see kind of get you one little singular layer going there. And you're going to do the same thing with your onions. You know, I kind of went a little thinner slice on these onions. How thick you want it, that's up to you. But just kind of push it until you get one good layer. And then I like to take my press and just sit it on there and let the weight of that press really get the heat contact going. And that'll give us a little bit more of a char as we start to cook them down. And I'll let these sit under the press for about 1 minute. Alright, so like I said, they've been under the press for a minute. I took that off. It's about 2 minutes later. I'm going to throw a little pat of butter on there and let it start bubbling, melting down. You can see after the press and then kind of tossing and turning them after taking that off, like I said, for about 2 minutes. Starting to get some nice color to them. This butter is also going to really help expedite that process. I'm just going to give it a little toss and let them have a little butter bath. This will go on for about 3 minutes. Just kind of keep tossing and turning as you see necessary. So like I said, about 3 minutes later, we're at this point. They got a nice color, so I'm going to push them to the side. I don't want them to cook down much more than this. I want them to have a little bit of that snap, a little bit of that bite to them. And I'm going to just kind of keep them here nice and warm until it's their turn again. So now I'm coming in with my bread. I've just buttered some marble rye. And to be honest with you, I use this because I had it for my Reuben cook. So I thought it kind of looked cool. It tasted pretty good. So I'm going to put it down there and let it start toasting. Now is a good point for another little question. Do you butter your bread or do you mayo your bread? I do both. I like both. What makes you happiest? Drop me a comment. And we're just going to let this toast till it starts getting nice and crispiness to it. So flip of truth time, and that'll work. This right here is actually going to be the inside of the sandwich, so it don't have to be perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and spread some of the sun-dried tomato pesto on both of these pieces of bread. If you've never had this stuff, I really enjoy it. It goes great in a lot of cooks. It's only a few bucks a jar. It's just that Classico brand. You can find it at Walmart, pretty much any grocery store. Next, I'm coming in with one of my favorites, pimento cheese. This right here, I just went store-bought because it was on clearance and it was just easy. But I also have a video for making your own pimento cheese if that interests you. It interested me. But I'm going to spread it on there pretty generous. And like the pesto, both pieces of bread get a little oven. So I found my Applewood smoked cheese on clearance at Kroger, and it smelled great, it tasted great, but when I was cutting it, I'm like, whoa, that's pretty dense. So I'm going to put down a little butter, and I'm actually going to put the cheese on here, just kind of let it heat up. And of course, the butter is going to make it not stick as bad. It's a little bit of a risky move, but I don't care. I want it to melt. I want to have a little bit of a head start when I put it on the sandwich. That way when we're toasting the other sides of our bread, I'm not having to worry about possibly burning it, just so this thick cheese will start getting nice and gooey. So you can see here, I'm just going to turn it. And a little bit of a film kind of sticking, but that'll be no issue whatsoever to get off. This cheese is starting to melt down nice. I like what I'm seeing. So you can see I put the cheese on my piece of bread. It's on my spatula. It's what I'm working on. And I'm going to take this bacon and I'm going to start piling on nice and high. Don't be stingy with the bacon. So I'm going to go ahead and put my onions on here. They cooked down a little more than I intended, but I have no worries with that. My jalapenos are nice and where I want them. Just going to kind of start putting them on there as well. We're getting so close to being done. Can you feel it? So now it's time for some cheese. This right here is just Sargento aged Swiss. I found it on sale. Really like the flavor. Put that on. Then we'll take our bun we prettied up earlier. We'll tuck it in. We'll clean that cheese off. We'll put a little butter down because we got to toast it up. Because remember, our toastiness is on the inside, not on the outside. So the griddle's still nice and hot, not change the temperature. I'm going to put a tablespoon of butter down. Kind of spread that out after it starts melting down. And we'll sit our sandwich in here so that bread can start toasting up real nice. Another thing I like to do is take my press and just sit it on there and let the weight of the press help get that nice even contact. So it's been right at a minute. I'm just going to take the press off. You can see we still got some butter and some drippings going on here. Just kind of scoot up under there so you don't lose any of the color you got going on. Spread it out, flip it over, and then we're just going to repeat the process. You can see a nice little firmness to it. Sit it on there. Another minute or so, you'll be ready to rock. And there you have it. Let's go try it out, see how it tastes. All right, there you have it. It's my take on a grilled cheese. So we've got some Applewood smoked aged cheddar, some aged Swiss, according to the package at least. I didn't age it myself or anything. We got some jalapenos, some onions, some sun-dried tomato pesto, a little pimento cheese, and we toasted our Ryan pumpernickel swirl bread with mayo and butter to hopefully make everybody happy. But who am I kidding? This is the internet. Ain't gonna happen. But I like how it looks. We got bacon on here, of course, nice and crispy. So let's cut into it and see what we think. Get old bready out. Try not to mess it up too bad. Can't tell if that's the plate I'm cutting or my finger, but I'm getting some resistance either way. So got a little bit of a cheese pull. I think I'm going to save this one for photo purposes. There you have it. Let's try it. Smells really good. Get them jalapenos smelling not too bad. Let's try it. Oh, Lord, that crunch. I'm going to savor this. The first thing I get's actually a little sweet. Almost like that nutty caramel type you get with some cheeses. And the applewood part of the cheddar I put in there. And then that's when the, after that is when the jalapeno, just a slight little bit of heat. But these flavors I feel have come together very well. And, yep, the pesto and pimento is there too. But nothing's overpowering the other, and it's a nice little compliment. Really enjoying this. Hope you all are too. I appreciate you taking time to check out this video. And I'd greatly appreciate it if you haven't done so to please consider to like, comment, subscribe, share, and turn on post notifications so you know when new content is added to the channel. As always, I'm Garrett the Griller saying once again, thanks for watching the video. And until next time, let's keep cooking. Fun fact, the world's most expensive grilled cheese sold for $28,000 in 2004. What was so special about this grilled cheese, you may ask? Well, Diana Dizer said it bore the image of the Virgin Mary, and it was sold to an online casino for that price. What do you think? I think I need to look at my food better before eating it.